YouTube, what's happening? This your boy Slick has been, here back at it again with another video. Right now, we about to be, you see the title. We about to be reacting to this boy and his damn allegations. This dude, man, you be doing a lot. He don't do a lot, but you do a lot. You do enough. We're gonna keep it like that. If you're new here, hit the like button, subscribe up, so you stay notified when your boy always gonna release another video. You feel me? Let's jump right into the video.
Out, and I got him a Montclair jacket. What the going?
Wait, what?
I went out, and I got him a Montclair jacket. What the going on? Like, and I was the one getting bent over.
Everyone,
what the
favorite YouTuber, Diddy Frost, decided to come out and talk about some allegations that have been put on his name by this TikToker. She spoke out and said,
"Bro, I ain't trying to see your gameplay, folk.
Man, why the would be realistic? Why the Bill Gates give you 42 billion? Why? Guess I'm like, what's up? I'll do that."
Deshae Frost, someone who's been in the center of controversy a lot recently due to the content he's making. He is a YouTuber and now turned streamer who got his upbringing in 2020, normally doing uploading a bunch, and the content was more on the very side with him getting a bunch of girls on stream to flirt with them, do lie detectors, stuff like that. And this would not just extend to random girls he doesn't know, or even OF models, but even doing certain things to his family, talking about their BBLs, or just basically any women he's around. Family member, random person, honestly didn't matter to him. If they were a woman, he was definitely going to talk about them in a certain way. So it really came to a shock to a lot of people when someone on TikTok called out Deshae Frost for being DL. Well, I can't really say Deshae, because technically in her video, she never explicitly said his name. Instead, she said this.
Back in 2020, I used to work at FedEx, and while working there, I became cool with this gay boy who was very open about his sexuality. Okay? Then he started all of a sudden coming into work with a Montclair jacket and a Gucci book bag holding his snacks. So I just took it upon myself to just ask him, like, do you know where we are? Because why are you wearing that Nike to FedEx? Like, it don't make sense. He was like, oh, girl, I didn't spend my money on this. I said, oh, period. He was like, you want to know who did? I said, who? And he told me the name of the person. But being that I don't want to get sued, we're just going to call the person Snowflake. You know, the YouTuber. Yes.
Damn, Frost.
So when that was told to me, I was like, wait, but I just saw Snowflake on YouTube with his girlfriend. He was like, oh, girl, that's a cloak. He really like boys for real.
I'll be honest, I first saw this video when it was just first blowing up, and not that many people actually knew what she was talking about. A lot of people were putting question marks, calling out certain YouTubers, because all she said was Snowflake and YouTuber. That is a pretty broad place to look for. She could have been talking about white YouTubers. She could have been talking about a YouTuber who actually had to do with snow, like Deshae Frost. She could have been talking about anybody. But where she messed up at is people in the comment section started saying certain names. In those comments, obviously some people are going to call out Deshae Frost specifically, saying his name, and her responses to some of them would be pretty subliminal. Nothing outright saying that it was Deshae Frost. But if you tried hard enough to look, she would tell people, hey, look at the hashtags. Her hashtags would be Snowflake, streamer, YouTuber, DL. And if you clicked any of these, it would put you right at Deshae Frost. Honestly, you could make the case that, hey, she still didn't explicitly say his name until after Deshae Frost decided to go on stream and say something, which would start the downfall of this whole situation to cause it to spiral.
But y'all got me stuck with this gay. That first, I'm gonna get her TikTok going. And a cease and desist. Getting sued for lying on me. Trying to say that I get bent over and all this. I was 19, 18 years old in 2020. What the fuck I look like? Flying out a nigga and getting him a Montclair jacket. And on my name, bro. I try to be quiet, but I'm getting on and niggas, bro. I don't care, bro. I gotta sue that and your family. I don't care. It's worthless. I'm sorry, bro. I can't deal with that. It's like, bro, you playing on my name, trying to get views. That was the most views you've ever gotten on TikTok. You tripping about that? If that's so true, show the nigga something with me, messages or some, show that, show the nigga, show all that. Because at that point, you was talking about a kid at that point. And respect to all my people that is gay, but for me personally, what the I look like, nigga, I'm a kid at that time, being gay.
Now I'm gonna be honest, being a content creator comes with people talking bad about you, making up fake stories about you, fake allegations, whatever it is. And most of the time it's something serious, or even if it's something small, they would deal with it in a professional way. But Deshae Frost, I feel like, has dealt with it in the worst way possible. Purely because just because she mentioned the name Snowflake does not mean you should even speak out about it. Most people who have allegations directly toward them with their name don't even say anything. Yet when it's something like this, he's outright talking about it, giving it more press and giving it more attention, which he doesn't need to do. She never outright said his name, even though in the comments you would see a lot of Deshae Frost before he even responded, and her liking the comments or even saying something slick.
All I gotta say is, Mr. Frost. What the fuck?
Under them. So you will come to the conclusion that's who she's actually talking about. Even with that, I don't think it's the right idea to go and confirm that by going on your stream and talking about it, because now you're going to have a back and forth between you and her, which is going to draw even more attention to something that I feel like shouldn't be that serious. And that's just all that happened. She ended up making another TikTok about the situation because he was speaking about her on his stream.
Y'all peep how I never said this nigga name, right? Because the hints that I gave was Snowflake and YouTuber. When I think of Snowflake, I think snow bunny, Caucasian. I could have been talking about a Caucasian person. There's hella Caucasian YouTubers. I was talking about Deshae, but I never said his name. But now I feel like I have to because you made a freaking stream and mentioned me. Didn't say my name, but you talking about she's making TikToks in her green colored contacts. You talking about my family. I'm worthless. You about to get my TikTok account taken. I'm getting a cease and desist. I'm getting sued. All this. I'm just trying to figure out why you're so hostile. I am not the first, and I won't be the last person to talk about you in this context.
Now that video was a lot longer, it's around 4-ish minutes, but that's basically the gist of the video. Some other important things she did end up mentioning though was the fact that apparently some of Deshae's people contacted the guy that she used to work at FedEx with, and his friend ended up calling her and telling her that they wanted the videos to be taken down, which she said she was not going to do at all. I'm gonna be honest, this situation is handled on both sides pretty well. I would say more on Deshae's side than her, really because Deshae is a content creator. Content creators have things said about them, made up things all the time. People will hate on you for literally no reason, even if you're a perfect content creator. So for Deshae to go over and blow this up even more, it's kind of unnecessary. I can understand him randomly just saying it, like, yeah, I saw that video, that's kind of weird, and then kept it pushing. The fact that I can show you a whole 4-minute clip of him still ranting about the situation and talking about her, it just makes it a lot worse. And as a content creator, he should know that, hey, blowing up the situation or even talking about the situation, period, is just going to make it 20 times worse. It's very unnecessary. And the part where I would say it's on her, she was just making a normal video and didn't really like say the specific person's name. She just ended up mentioning him in the comments or liking comments that said his name, so people could connect the dots and say, hey, maybe she's talking about him. But even then, like she said in that video, she's not going to be the last person to come up with fake things if this is truly fake. I'm not saying it is or not. I'm not trying to get sued. It's raw allegations, and it really shouldn't be that serious for me to say, hey, it's allegations when someone's just calling you gay, but they are. And in her right, she just made a video talking about it, and I do think it's kind of odd to even make a video talking about that type of thing, especially when you're just mentioning like a story that someone had told you and you don't know if it's true or not. But in that same video, she literally mentioned that, hey, this is just what the guy had told me. She didn't confirm if it was true or not. She didn't even say concrete, yeah, this definitely happened. She was just talking about a story of that something a guy had told her, and it just gets worse and worse the more you keep responding and feeding it for no apparent reason, especially when you talk about suing her, because then she's gonna want to even talk about it some more.
I just seen a TikTok. Some about I'm fucking gay, bro. That's just so weird, nigga. I get like all that different type of shit, like nigga the freaky shit, all the other, but this talking about I'm fucking gay. Like what the like this, bro? No, for real. It's like, bro, because it's like nigga, this talking about this dumb. Talking about
Y'all see how fast that nigga turned up? Y'all seen how fast that nigga turned up?
She talking about nigga, she said Snowflake, talking like, in 2020, nigga, she worked at some place. Nigga, I was 19 when 2020. I flew a nigga out and I got him a long pair jacket. What the going on? Like, and I was the one getting bent over. What the nigga, I was 18 years old trying to finish high school, bro. Why would my nigga finish a Montclair jacket in LA? Nigga, it's 100 degrees every day in LA.
To be honest, if anybody else was accused of something like this, I probably would assume they would just let it slide under the rug and not pay attention to it. Because being accused of your sexuality not being as you present it does not require drastic actions like Deshae is taking, as he talked about suing her and taking her TikTok or other social media accounts down. And obviously, when you have something like this happening to you or being sued in general, you're probably going to want to make a response to talk about why this came to the case. In my opinion, though, her response to the situation is pretty funny, really, because she doesn't sit there and be like, all right, I will fight you in court. All right, I'm gonna get the guy. We're gonna show proof. Instead, she suggests to have a lie detector test happen.
Since it's impossible for you to stop talking about me in this situation on Twitch, a platform where you and I both know I could only respond to you if I follow you, and I'm just not doing that, let's settle this once and for all with the lie detector test. Hook us both up.
Mr. Frost.
I know for a fact that the information that I put out there was 100% told to me. I'm not lying. I'm going to pass with flying colors. And you're standing firm on this whole, oh, she's lying. That never happened. I was 18 or 19 trying to finish up high school. I never bought nobody a Montclair jacket. You should pass with flying colors too, no? And in that scenario, if we both pass with flying colors, that means that the third party, the FedEx employee, is the liar in all of this. We all know that lie detector tests is something that you do for fun on your streams. So there should be no problem for you to set this up. So yeah, if you don't decide to follow through with it, that just leads me to believe you know you're not finna pass. But let me know. I'm ready.
I don't know if she thinks it's like 2016, 2017, but we just hitting a lie detector test like it's a whole YouTube video. But I don't think Deshae wants to bring it there because it's going to just give her more clout and more attention. And it's the opposite of what he truly wants. Because literally in his response, he said that she was a clout chaser. So bringing you onto his platform for more people to want to follow you and see what you have to say would not help him in any way, shape, or form, especially if you're spreading what he feels are lies about him. Then why would he ever want to do that? But then I'm gonna come to my ultimate point. I feel like it is odd of her, if he is DL, to bring that to the internet just to try and expose him for no apparent reason. I mean, outing somebody that doesn't want their sexuality out there is pretty weird and odd. But then again, at the end of the day, this is Diddy Frost. We're talking about the same guy who does a lot of terrible things. So
You already got a name for him? Diddy Frost is crazy, folks. Diddy Frost.
So a lot of people are going to be on her side to begin with, really because they already don't like him. And I do feel like Deshae's
Diddy fucking Frost.
response was pretty terrible. I mean, if somebody calls him out for being DL and he's not, I think he should just move on with his day. As you mentioned it in stream, if he just did a one-off comment like, yeah, this girl mentioned saying I was gay and that's not true, just kept it pushing. But he went from segment to different place to car to inside his house, still talking about the situation. So it's just going to bring it even more attention. It makes it seem like you're really pressed about something you shouldn't be, especially if you in your heart know it's not even true. It just shouldn't bother you that much, at least in my opinion, because who would really care? If someone was to comment on this video 1,000 times, you're gay, I know you're DL, I know that's not true. So I'm gonna keep it moving on with my day because that only brings me more attention. And attention when you're doing things like content creation, whether it's bad or good, honestly is a good fundamental thing for your career because it's just gonna elevate you in some way. At least that's how I feel. But if you want to tell me how you feel, the best way to do it would be the comment section down below because this is...
Hey man, say man, look, all I gotta say is Mr. Frost. Whatever you do, you do. You know, hey, I ain't can't judge. You feel me? But anywho, hey, word on the street here, suspect. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're gonna be dropping more videos today. So, hey, see y'all in the next one.